Look as long as you please.
Dear, that's the wrong one.
Ah, apologies. Thank you, my darling. Fie. My vision's growing worse by the day, I fear. Methinks it began when I started reading an old grimoire I found whilst tidying the storeroom. 'Tis entitled, On the Transference of Souls. A curious tome, this. It claims to grant the reader. I thought I might use it to stock my shelves with otherworldly wares. Perhaps you will think me simple. But truly, all I want is a better life for my wife and daughter. Yet 'tis most vexing. For the moment I start reading the tome, 'tis as if a fog descends over my eyes. But mayhap there is hope for me yet. If I can get my hands on a quince. They're said to reduce fatigue of the eyes. Would you be— I must keep reading that grimoire.
I've heard quinces are native to Battahl.
Have you brought me a quince? Many thanks. At last, I may continue reading that grimoire.
We ought to follow close behind.
A customer, then. That changes things.
How can I get this color to come out brighter? No sense traveling when I'm happiest here.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen? I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge. We must not let go. We've had Here, strike with lightning on your side. Has been drenched.
I mean us harm. How adorable. Does this foe not remind you of a certain someone we...
Arisen! Are you alright? magic, imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
Danger might lurk anywhere. Wear every shadow. And mind the ceiling.
Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
Should you need to communicate in Elvish, pray call upon me. I would be only too glad to assist.
All told, I'm rather satisfied
Let us
with
work together to... before I forget, the pawns in this party are women all.
And yet, no two of us are the same.
Oh, now here's a surprise.
A splendid discovery.
Why? We seem to have come through unscathed.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take... each trial as it comes. Well said.
Taking the lot.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
Caril, kemen rostindo non meltol. Morvea curuir. You, no elf. Halan lome meltol. Fearnis Nambawe. I am called Darren. My brother taught me to speak your tongue. I learned the words, but this is the first I use them. Others of your kind have come here, but my people... Oh, but I cannot stay. I must, see to the Arbor Heart.
Falis Heronon.
Dear Alakal.
Ronde Minita? My duty, the Arbor Heart, she is called. She has been with us a very long time. She is nature's very heart, and a pillar of strength for my people. We have always lived in harmony with nature, yet day by day her strength is failing. A special kind, called Gwifentia in my language. I know not what you would call it in yours. Once, a dwarf wandered into the arbor and gifted some to us. It filled the arbor heart with life. Now, little remains. Do you know of this substance? It must be found outside the arbor somewhere. If you find any, will you tell me what...
You can always depend upon me to translate for you, Master.
In your tongue, it is called scale cinder? Where can it be found, I wonder?
Now, scale cinder is a byproduct of the Battahl smithing style. But
if you see him on your journey, will you let me know?
Isolot Banun, Nandawin Le Karen.
one wakestone shard is a mere rock. But combined, they can work miracles.
Anendune falumtena? Nun falles mir anamorlis. Heror anne oja fermor.
Well done, Arisen. You have acquired a Maester's teaching, an important milestone in mastering.
There's no place I'd rather be. Got some work for me?
Wow, wow. Look who 'tis. What brings you to the smithy? Looking for scale cinder, are we? Well, you're in a luck. Our forge is flit. Oh, 'tis at an elf's behest, you say. I'm afraid that changes things a wee bit. Elves and dwarves don't get along, see? Brocker won't want to help you. Unless you were to offer him aught he couldn't resist. Listen, I happen to know there's one bit of elven culture no dwarf can turn their nose up at. All elven fare's bland as grass. All of it. That is, save the singularly flavoursome dish, Nutriab. Course, no dwarf would openly admit to having a taste for it. But the fact of the matter is, the mere smell of that dish has dwarves foaming at the maw.
Customer then. That changes things. Just desserts.
Well met, sir. You'll be glad to know that I finally finished my reading of that grimoire we spoke of. Which brings me to a curious point. There's a favor I'd ask of you. What happened to my eye? Oh, never mind the bandage. 'Tis nothing serious. Now, as I was saying, I'd like for you to find the grimoire's second volume for me. 'Twould seem 'tis part of a set, and will only reveal its true power when both tomes are in hand. I've heard tell that its twin can be found in a queer little shop in Vermund. But you, sir, I dare say you are not of Battahl. Then you ought have no trouble passing through the checkpoint. I implore you, find that second volume for me. All I want is to give my family a decent life, the life they deserve. This is my chance to provide for them as I ne'er have.
A strange little shop in Vermund, is it?
Mother, quick! Over here! Beg pardon, sir, but I must ask you to stop aiding my husband. He lost his eye while reading that grimoire.
His eye?
I can't bear to see him involved with that fell thing anymore. But he refuses to listen to me.
He's been saying not to worry, that he'll make us more money soon. 'Tis as if he's lost his mind how much he repeats it. 'Tis all my fault, Mother. He's only been like this since I said I wished we had an easier life.
No, 'tisn't, dear, and don't you fret. Your father, he'll be back to his old self before you know it. Pray, sir, seek out that grimoire if you must, but do not give it to my husband. I beg of you.
Ought we to give Sir Isaac the grimoire as he requested? 'Tis a quandary indeed. I regret to say that I am at a loss.
Have you found Gwefencha? A dwarven blacksmith has some? Truly? But elves and dwarves do not see, eye to eye? You believe he will if I prepare an elven dish? Which one? Nutriarb? Dwarves have a liking for it, they say? Are you certain? It is a pungent stew of, old fish and apples, but I shall prepare it, if it has any chance of bringing me Gwefencha. Would you be willing to gather the ingredients for me? You won't have to go far to find them. I thank you. Bring them to me, and I will...
Rotten fish and apples? My stomach lurches at the very thought. But I suppose we ought to procure them all the same.
You have my support.
Elelotte osto silfa malantha alekano mine. In fair ave. Whom? Sinde fir arek.
The apples and fish we gathered have gone rotten, Master, judging by the smell. Shall we see them to Miss Darren? Certainly, Master. I can take you to this individual.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
Do you have the ingredients? This is all I need. I will prepare. My people dwell in the mountains, so we are rarely able to dine on fish from the sea. This dish was first made by an elf with a craving for fish, when no fresh fish was to hand. These fish already stink of the sea. Nutriarb is oft served at celebratory events, but... I must endure. It is almost finished, thankfully. The stink is more than I can bear. It is ready, but it is so vile. I fear the dwarven blacksmith will be angry if I present him with this. But I will trust in you. Come, let us away to Battahl. I thank you. Here, My brother gave this to me.
Menelume sur Karin. Angadur Cindy. Iavstir Lalasta. Mor nun hirot.
There's no need to go the long way round when a shorter route is readily available. Follow me, Master.
A hidden path? I suppose there will be monsters lurking beyond it.
Pray keep your wits about you. We needn't go barging in. Let my magic
Lis fin del nar. Morfa erando.
Never have I left the arbor before.
Come to think of it, different masters favour different thorns. One whom I served preferred to have beast strings for allies.
Each to their own. We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen? We need only bring the... We're here, Master.
You're back! And who's that you've got with you? An elf? I ne'er met one afore. Not quite what I imagined, if I'm honest. Well met. The name's Sara. I'm an apprentice here at the smithy.
Well met.
She's the one who's after the scale cinder, I expect. Have you brought some of that elven delicacy along with you then, like I suggested?
Yes, I have the Nutriarb with me.
Marvellous. I thought I smelt it on you. Mark me, you put that in front of Brocker, and he'll fain hear out your request. Right, follow me. I've just cleaned out the forge, see, so come on, you two. The cavern's...
Shall we follow Sir Sara, Master? With any luck, we'll have pockets full of scale cinder before the day is done.
By your leave.
A customer then.
Right, here we are. Oi, Brocker, you in here?
What's all this racket? I thought I told you that... You imbecile! You brought an elf here, of all things! Get her out of here! Now
Hold a moment, Brocker. She's brought something for you. Don't you want to see what is?
A gift. For you.
Ah! What makes you think I'd be able to stomach your elven cooking? I'm gonna go dispose of this, and I expect the elf to be gone when I return.
What am I to do now?
What you came here for, of course. This is your chance.
Truly? But...
You'll have to be quick, mind. Brocker makes short work of his meals. While you're at it, you might have yourselves a little competition, eh? Anyway, good luck. I'll be outside keeping watch. Best start searching. Brocker might be back any moment.
It seems Sir Brocker has a taste for the elven dish after all. Let us use this chance to gather ample scale cinder.
Well worth the effort of breaking it. Another encounter? I feel like this. We're already hard pressed from our previous engagement.
await us above. This place still has its secrets. Surely 'tisn't your intention to leave them undiscovered, Master?
Indeed. Let us know if we can be of assistance, Arisen.
Where else can I look?
Oh! Are you done collecting already? That was quick. Suppose we'll wait till Doireann's done as well, then head back, eh?
My heart is racing. I thought the dwarf would catch us. How much scale cinder did you get? You've got so much. With this, the Arbor Heart will undoubtedly recover. For now, I must return and tend to the Arbor Heart. I hope you will come visit us again. I should like you to see the Arbor Heart, restored. And I must thank you as well, Sara. You and the blacksmith, Brocker.
Not at all. 'Twas my pleasure. I'm sure Brock'd say the same if he weren't so stubborn.
Now the Arbor Heart is sure to recover.
No thanks needed. I was just glad.
Oh, sir, if you please. Pray, excuse my boldness, sir. I am but a humble maid in service to a noble household. Might I beg a moment of your time? My master is in need of aid, you see, and I'm hoping you'll consider offering your assistance. Oh, thank you, sir. Might we continue this conversation somewhere more discreet? The matter it concerns is rather sensitive, and I would not risk being overheard. You will find my master's manor in the noble quarter. Pray, meet me there at your earliest convenience.
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring...
Oh, on the hunt for the grimoire entitled Towering Earth, are you? One moment. Here it is. Aye, you may take it. I can cast no magics myself, after all. Not to mention, I've already read it.
I'll gather this. It might be a...
What are you doing? Unhand me this instant.
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we suffice to say, your testimony, combined with the evidence you've procured, have come. Pray have this, sir. 'Tis your reward for aiding us.
Is this the abode of the good Arisen? Pray, pardon the intrusion. I am an attendant in the service of Empress Nadinia. Her Majesty would make a request of you. Might you have a moment to hear it? You've my gratitude, sir. Her Majesty awaits you outside. Pray.
We thank you for meeting us at this late hour, Sir Arisen. We require protection of both our person and our identity as we make for our destination within the city.
Though Battahl has no official dealings with Vermund, the countenance of its Empress is widely known. I dare say Ian, a common soldier, would recognize Her Majesty, and trouble would undoubtedly ensue should the Empress's presence be discovered. You must see to it that Her Majesty arrives at her destination unseen.
We make for the Rose Chateau. Prithee see us there safely before dawn breaks.
Now, let us be off! We ought not to do...
Pray, remain vigilant while escorting Empress Nadinia. We pawns shan't follow, that you might attract less notice.
Right you are.
Where are you off to? My wares?
My head hurts just thinking about
We make for the
Her Majesty is in your chart.
I beg you. I need that medicine.
Can't help you, I'm afraid. My stock's low enough as 'tis. I shan't go selling what little I've got left to a ruddy beastren.
But my wife, she's like to waste away if I don't get it to her.
How very cruel. We ne'er imagined matters to be so dire. Is there aught we may do to aid this man?
You have a kind heart, your Majesty, but you cannot afford to reveal yourself here, else we may ne'er reach our destination. Perhaps the good Arisen would assist this gentleman in Her Majesty's stead.
What? You in the market for some medicine as well? A likely story. I heard you whispering out there. What a good heart our Arisen has. But I shan't be selling it. Well, 'tis a princely sum to pay on behalf of a common beastren, but I'll take it. Can't afford to refuse a deal that sweet. The medicine's all you...
This is the medicine I need. You give it... Oh, happiest of days. My wife is saved. Words cannot express my gratitude to you, sir. I shall ne'er forget...
That was neatly done, Sir Arisen. His lady wife ought now recover. We shall pray that 'twill be so.
Come, we've a ways to travel yet before we reach the Rose Chateau. We...
What might you be looking for?
Oi, you lot, help me. I've got a soldier on my tail. If I'd known 'twas his house, I'd have chosen somewhere else to fill my pockets, believe me.
You appear before us to beg that we abet you in a crime of your own doing.
What o' it? You're a beastren too, aren't you? Then you ought to know as well as I do that stealing's the only way we can survive in this city. Come on, help me out here. Consider it a favor to one of your kin. Heartless knaves. I've wasted enough time here. I'm off. Oh, son of a...
Silence, brigand! 'Tis off to the jail with you.
'Tis a hard life these people lead, that they should be so desperate as to turn to villainy. Yet a kindness granted to a man fallen so far would do little to better his circumstances. Let us press on. We have arrived at last. Thank you kindly, Sir Arisen. Now, to attend to the matter for which we have come. Prithee await our return here. We are grateful for your patience. The matter is attended to. We have allies here in the Rose Chateau who offer their aid to our cause in secret. Namely, to create a place where the beastrons of Vermund may live in peace.
Were it to come to light that Battahl has provided aid of any kind to Vermund, there would be a scandal, and all of Her Majesty's good deeds would be unmade. Thus, Her Majesty must work in secret, offering her support from the shadows. But let us not linger. I have arranged for an ox cart to meet us by the statue.
Do you know before whose likeness we now stand? 'Tis that of Royce, founder of Vermund. Oh yes, 'twas none other than a beastren who gave rise to this kingdom. Yet, in spite of this history, our people find little welcome here. Quite the opposite, as we have witnessed this night. Past wars twixt Vermund and Battahl have done much to worsen beastren's standing here. Yet as ruler of a beastren nation, we can do no less than long for the day in which our people will be treated kindly wheresoe'er they may tread. And we would be remiss not to pray that the future you envision, as predestined ruler of this domain, shall be. We bid you good night, Sir Arisen.
I'm not stopping.
Only fools and urchins.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Oh, you came, sir. I must confess, I feared you would not. But I forget myself. You must be wondering why I asked you here. I should like to speak with an acquaintance of yours, a child with whom I espied you conversing. She is the spitting image of my young master, you see. 'Tis my hope that she might take his place for a time, thereby granting him a reprieve from his sorry situation.
Diana! Would you paint my mother a...
Young master, I meant no offense.
Diana has the right of it, though the situation is not nearly so dire as she makes it sound. I seek only the freedom to leave my own home. My mother is bedridden, you see, and her mind is not so sharp as it once was. Whenever I am absent, she grows terribly distressed. By leaving a look-alike in the house, I hope to ensure her peace of mind while I attend to matters of my own. Would you be willing to lend your assistance? Splendid. Thank you so very much.
'Twas in the slums that I witnessed you speaking with the girl. Would you be so...
I fear this trial is too much for one such as me.
Could it be that you are here to help?
Hi, Arisen! I was hoping you'd come by, so I could thank you again for all your help. You really made a difference around here. You wanted to ask me a favor this time? All right. How can I help? So, this noble boy wants me to pretend to be him? I'm not sure that'd work. I mean, I don't know the first thing about being a noble. Besides, are you sure we can trust these people? It all sounds a bit fishy to me. All right, I'll do it. But if I'm not very good at it, it's not my fault, okay?
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Look, young master. She's here.
Indeed. I could be staring into a mirror. Diana, will you dress her and instruct her in her role?
As you wish, young master. This way, if you please, miss.
What a kindness you've done me. Now I can go and fetch a gift for Mother. I'm hoping a little cheer will aid her in her recovery. And a flower from Melve seems just the thing. She was born there, you see. No doubt her days would be brighter with a memento of her old home by her bedside.
All is ready, young master. You need only finish your preparations for the journey. The lands around Melve are rife with poisonous flora. I'd hoped to pack an antidote for the young master, but the shops had none to spare. 'Tis not only poison the plants inflict, but drowsiness besides. Might there not be a curative that accounts for both?
You know, the roads around Melve are supposed to be real. I heard the safest way to get there is to carry something that reeks of Cyclops with...
talked about this?
Such quietude is a blessing.
The lands around is not only poison the plants in.
Well then, I ought to be off, I suppose. I must confess, I feel rather uneasy. I only hope I've not forgotten anything of import. You think I ought to bring some medicine and monster repellent with me? What precisely would you suggest? My thanks. I'm certain these will come in useful. Now, I really must be going. Wish me luck.
Take care, young master.
Come back safe.
Thank you for your aid in all of this, sir. I shall see about procuring you a suitable reward, so pray do come visit us again.
Home at last.
Welcome home, young master.
Thank you, Diana. I am glad to be back. 'Twas a hard journey, but I found what I sought. A blue sunbright, the sigil of our house. I only hope Mother will be pleased.
A blue sunbright. I thought they were make-believe.
Oh no, they're quite real. Rather rare, though, and particularly to Melv. I'm surprised you've heard of them, to be frank.
Really? Well, there's a picture of one stuck to the inner cover of a book that was donated to the Gracious Hand. I asked Sir Kendrick about it. He told me the flower's name.
A picture, you say? How very odd.
I believe Miss Daphne is describing a bookplate. The book in question will have been a donation from this very house. Indeed, the mistress has been very generous in her support of the Gracious Hand over the years.
For true? Oh, I must tell her thank you.
I think I could arrange that. I'm certain my mistress would be delighted.
Yes. Well, as for me, I'm just pleased to be home safe and sound.
All this racket. What's going on? Good gracious, what is the meaning of this?
Oh, you must be the lady who's been supporting the Gracious Hand. Thank you ever so much for all you've done for us.
What precisely have you told this girl?
Not a word, mistress. I swear it.
Good. As for you, girl, you need not thank me. 'Tis the privilege of the nobility to help those who are less fortunate. Now, 'tis getting late. You had best be off. Do be sure to leave the house unseen, and fare you well, child. Know that where'er life may lead you, you may take pride in who you are. Come, Diana. I would speak with you alone. You have some
What was that all about? Mother seemed awfully perturbed.
I do wonder what that was all about. Though I'm not sure we ought to pry.
I scarce know what to make of this out.
To think the lady are all the nobles so...
'Tis a relief to... What was that all about? Mother seemed awful...
Oh, someone talked about...
know.
Ah, Sir Arisen. I've been meaning to speak with you. Did you, perchance, pay a visit to the House of the Blue Sunbright? I see. After the rather strongly worded letter I received, I feared as much. 'Twas under unique circumstances, shall we say, that Daphne came to reside with us. You must understand, the House of the Blue Sunbright is our most generous benefactor, and thus, for the sake of all who reside herein, I beg you to steer Daphne away from any further contact with that household. Though it pains me to perpetuate the girl's misfortune, it must be done, if the gracious hand is to continue to function. I shall gladly aid you with 'tis within my power.
Do you perchance remember me? You once knew me as maid to the young master, Sebastian. Well, I'm his maid no longer. Though I meant no harm, the mistress saw fit to turn me out. Tell no other soul of this. But the girl I had you fetch was none other than Sebastian's own twin sister. Afeard of inviting conflict over their inheritance, Daphne's family branded her a cursed babe and sent her away. Yet the loss of her newborn child drove the mistress half mad with grief. She's been bedridden ever since. I had hoped the sight of her long-lost daughter might rekindle some vital spark within my mistress. But alas, 'twould seem it was not to be.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Here you are, sir. From me to you.